Throughout the history of Geometry Dash, there have been many levels that broke the boundary of what was once thought to be possible in such a simple game, many players shocking the player base countless of times and shaping the history of the game into what it is today with the endless selection of great levels. However, a select few of these levels took abnormally long to verify. In fact, some of them took almost an entire decade, whether it was due to the level being insanely difficult or drama in the community. Today, we're going over 4 of the best examples. This is the longest verifications in Geometry Dash. Bloodlust is up there with one of the most well-known levels in the game due to things like Nobbleboy's iconic reactions and sheer history of this level. However, it all started when Manix648 was inspired by the idea of creating a 2.0 remake of the level Bloodbath. On March 28, 2016, Manix released the first official preview of the level, showcasing the level with a video simply titled ... A week later, on April 6, 2016, Manix released a second preview, showcasing even more gameplay and even an extremely difficult swing copter section at its time, inspired by Heinz Part and Yatagrasu. And after many more previews by Manix and other people working on the level, on May 24, 2016, Bloodlust was essentially finished, and so a player named Kosar started practicing the level. He explained in a video that he had final exams and advanced placement exams, and unfortunately his hand got severely hurt from playing too much Geometry Dash, which resulted in him consistently taking breaks from the game. The stretch took such a toll on him that on August 16, 2016, Kosar officially quit Geometry Dash. After Kosar quit Bloodlust, Manix looked for a new verifier, and ultimately he chose Nobbleboy. Although many people had doubts with Nobbleboy that he couldn't verify the level, as his recent hardest was Bloodbath, which was an enormous gap in terms of difficulty compared to Bloodlust. However, Nobbleboy proved many people wrong when he got a record of 65 to 92% within only a week. Nobbleboy ended up getting slightly sidetracked after that due to working on several more projects like his part for Fusion Z, Subterranean Animism, and even beating Athanatos. This meant that he had to take a break from Bloodlust and continue his progress in 2017. In March of that year, Nobbleboy got a record of 68%, making it to the extension, later getting a record of 18 to 85%, followed by a break. But only 2 months later, he got a record of 76%, completing over 3/4 of the level. 5 days after the new record, Nobbleboy got what is still till this day known as the worst fail in Geometry Dash history.
Dude, what the fuck? Really? Oh, the fuck. Oh.
Dying at 98% demoralized him, and even after that he later crashed at 97%, followed by another fail at 97%. He would then announce on Twitter that he got 91% twice and another fail at 96%. The title of beating the hardest level in the game was so close yet so far. The community was split between two sides, the majority one side that was supporting Nobbleboy and motivating him to keep going, and the other side thinking that Nobbleboy was taking far too long to verify Bloodlust and they wanted a new verifier. And so on February 8th, 2018, 635 days since the level was finished, a player known as Krazen started practicing Bloodlust 2, quickly completing the 67 to 100% extension. The next day, Krazen achieved 52% and even revealed why he started practicing Bloodlust. He claimed Nobbleboy was taking too long to verify the level and that he could do it himself. His reasoning was that Nobbleboy stole Fusion Z from Manix and now he could steal Bloodlust from him as payback. This again split the community into two sides, the people who were on Nobbleboy's side and disagreed with Krazen's actions, and the other who agreed with Krazen that Nobbleboy was taking too long and that he should be replaced. However, Krazen eventually apologized for the whole incident and dropped Bloodlust, leaving Nobbleboy to verify the level. And finally, after 637 days since the level was finished and over 121,000 attempts, on February 20th, 2018, Nobbleboy finally achieved the impossible.
Yes! Yes!
However, a verification taking 637 days doesn't at all compare to this next level. Blade of Justice is a spiritual successor of the Extreme Demon, a bizarre phantasm. The level was first previewed on June 17th of 2016 and is assumed to be finished around November 5th. It was a collaboration by Manic648, Laser Blitz, and Noble Boy, and it would start out as a very clear contender for the #1 spot on the demon list, while also being an impressively beautiful level. It took both difficulty and decoration to the extreme, making it one of the most hyped levels at the time. The level was considered to be even harder than Bloodlust, and it went through many verifiers like Quantum, whose recordings were unfortunately lost to time. After that, the level would be passed on to Dol Kiki, who made some really good progress, achieving 80 to 100 and an 18% from 0. However, he quickly noticed that it was taking too much time, and in order to not affect his grades, Dol Kiki decided he would get someone else to verify the level. Trusta would then pick up this level, causing quite an uproar in the community, as he was known to nerf levels when verifying them, with an example being Yatagrasu, but he was still able to get 49 to 93 and 45% from 0 on a version that was easier than Kiki's but still projected to be top 1, but even with all that, Trusta would drop the level after only a few progress videos. The next person to attempt the level was the best player in the game at the time, Sunix, but lag issues demotivated him from continuing the level before he made any substantial progress. The level was then passed to a player named Camby, but he would also quickly drop the level. This is where Rico LP comes in. He had already been practicing Blade of Justice unofficially, and as a new verifier was needed, Rico decided it was his time to shine, getting quite promising runs like 35 to 100. However, Manic started to get really impatient as the level had already gone through 7 verifiers and taken way over a year without being verified. Manix ordered Rico to strongly nerf the level. This version of Blade of Justice was verified by Rico and was placed in the 23rd spot on the demon list on July 5th, 2017, which was a huge disappointment to the top 1 level it could have been. However, the unnerfed version of the level still wasn't verified and people didn't give up trying. Like the player Most Definitely Albert, for example, he stated that a random thought suddenly hit him while he was going to school to see if anyone had actually verified the unnerfed version of Blade of Justice, and so he decided to give it a shot. After 68,000 attempts and 2,678 days since the original level was considered finished, and almost 8 years, on March 6th, 2024.
Yes! Holy shit! Oh my god! I got to the UFO 3 fucking times in a row! What the fuck?
And although this was the unnerfed version, Albert stated that it would most likely place around 29th to 39th spot on the demon list, showing just how many Geometry Dash players have evolved over the years. However, this next level has an even more interesting history. The level Silent Club is an impossible solo extreme demon created by Play, who hacked, verified, and published the level on April 1st, 2014. Funnily enough, the level was actually rated by RobTop, but it sparked controversy for its brutal difficulty, as only a few players could get more than 10%, with the world record being held by a player named Crack, who got 15%. Despite the level losing its rating due to a supposed secret way, people still continued to attempt it, like Zobros, who did 52 to 100, claiming it would not even be hard. A peculiar player named Darksari with an even more peculiar intro would later raise the world record from 15% to 23% on May 30th, 2015. Then Riot would be the first person to complete the first spam legitimately on stream. But even with all those runs, the level faded into obscurity as other levels came to shift the attention away from Silent Club. However, 2 years later, on December 13th, 2017, a player named Senior Giester achieved an unbelievable 45% run, but it sorta went unnoticed, as in the same year, a player named SuperX created a nerfed version of Silent Club by replacing the spam part with an easy straight fly, and this version was beaten by many players such as Sunix. However, one player still wasn't done with the unnerfed version, and on October 29th, 2020, over 2,403 days since the level was originally finished, a player named Luckwalizer finished the unnerfed version with only around 15,000 attempts.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
That is the most nervous I have ever gotten.
But this final level might actually be the longest verification of this list, having one of the most mysterious pasts in the game's history. The level Silent Clubstep is the hardest verified silent level, which was once the hardest verified level in the game, taking the verifier 138,000 attempts. However, the history of this level dates back to update 1.8, which was all the way back in 2014, and it eventually finished sometime around January 9th, 2015. Inspired by the previous level on this list, Silent Club, it was created and hack verified by a player named Salem. However, since it was hacked at the time, RobTop quickly removed the level's rating. The following years had seen players who attempted to make progress on the old version of Silent Clubstep, all while it was still deemed to be borderline impossible. One of the players that still gave the level a chance, however, was Earthrex, who got 7% on June 8th, 2018, setting a new world record at the time. And then another player named Error had beaten the level in practice mode in under 200 attempts, while also getting a new world record in normal mode with 8% on March 29, 2020, beating both the practice run and normal run world records, proving to the community that the level that was once thought to be impossible could eventually be beaten. After all these and many other world records were achieved, a player named Iced Cave contacted the original creator in 2020 to update the level by nerfing many parts like the 8 jumps of hell from 144 frame perfect jumps to 60 frame perfect jumps, as well as a bug fixing a majority of the gameplay due to the 2.1 physics being much different from the 1.8 physics. This so-called fixed version was uploaded on June 8th, 2020, and so it pushed a player named Vision to start practicing the level. It quickly turned into a verification race with many players trying their hardest to be the first victor and ultimate verifier of the level. And 2 years after Vision started verifying the level, it was finally verified, but not by Vision. It was by a player named Paka, who had taken much less time and a significantly lower attempt count of only 138,000.
I verified it!
Oh my god.
What?
What? That was from zero?
Yeah! Wait!
Oh my god.
What?
Okay. What the hell?
Paka had become the official verifier of Silent Clubstep on July 17th, 2022, over 2,748 days since the level was supposedly finished, making it possibly one of the longest verifications in Geometry Dash history.